Hello and welcome to this first call of season 11 of the Mundane to Magical Online Summit. My name is Louise Matson, and as always, I am truly blessed to be your host. We have liftoff for season 11. I'm always amazed when these seasons come together, but they do in beautiful timing, as always. And this season, I'm really excited. One, because 11 is a master number. And two, because I'm really excited to share with you this season's group of speakers and the amazing wisdom that they're going to share with all of us. Some of them are beautiful returning speakers and others are brand new. And that's always a real joy and a pleasure for me to bring forth brand new speakers to the show for you all to connect in with and enjoy and to benefit from their wisdom. And everything is always perfect and in perfect timing. Now, this season was meant to start with a live call with Catherine Rosenbaum, but unfortunately she wasn't able to join us at the last minute. And so it's my great honor to open this season with a live call with me. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Louise Matson, and I'm a conscious channel, a conduit for energy healing, a shamanic practitioner, a way shower and spiritual mentor and guide. And I channel only the highest vibrational beings of the pure source field, sharing messages as they come through. And my mission and purpose is to guide and assist people along their path from disempowerment to standing in their sovereignty. And that's because that has been my journey, my path, so that we can all radiate our light openly to the world, living our authentic, soulful lives. I'm just going to make sure that this is actually recording. 1 second. It doesn't show me, it just says it's being live streamed. Okay. Pause recording, stop recording. Yeah. Okay, great. It's always a nightmare with the technology. It's like, please be recording. Okay. So as I was saying, my aim is to empower people to understand who they truly are as sovereign creator beings and realign to their life purpose and true potential. Now, I was guided when I called in for Spirit, what's the topic for today's show, that it was all about mastering your own magic. And as always, the topics of this summit flow seamlessly together. And this season is no different. So please feel free to ask questions throughout this call, either using the chat or the Q&A sections on Zoom. Unfortunately, for those watching on the live stream, I haven't got that window open, so I can't see the questions that may be posed there. So apologies for that, but hopefully you will gain exactly what you need to gain from this conversation anyway. And as always, I'll answer as many questions or comments as I can as we go along. Michaela says, we're all unique individual jigsaw pieces that fit together perfectly. Absolutely, we are. We are all unique. And that's basically what this talk is going to be about. So let's get started. It is with great pleasure and honor that I share the messages and wisdom that Source has brought through to share with you all at this time. And the message this season was all about mastery and the understanding that before we can shine the light on those around us or to the world in general, we get to shine it on ourselves. Now, many of you in the audience, and myself included, came into this incarnation with this sense of knowing that we were here as service souls and that our mission for this incarnation is to be of service to others. And that is a truly beautiful thing. But many, myself included, at the beginning of my journey in this lifetime, think that that means that we're here to serve others regardless of ourselves. And we have this distorted view of what being of service means. Now, we can look at the service industry and it shows people kind of waiting on other people, meeting their needs and at times taking abuse as they do it, putting up with the ill behavior of others, for they're there to serve the other. as if there's this kind of hierarchy and the service souls are at the bottom. But this is not so. You know, to be of service, to be a service soul means to come into mastery of your own consciousness, to connect with and be the light that you are, not for anyone else, but for you. To be the living, breathing light of love in the physical plane. To be the walking permission slip for others and the role model so that they can choose to connect with their own light within. For when you do this, you automatically become a lighthouse for others. But we're not here to be the lighthouse on the shore trying to stop others from crashing. We're here to be the light out in the ocean for others to see and to realize they too hold their own light within so that they are able to light their own way. So prior to this call, you know, Spirit was asking the questions. With all the turmoil being experienced in the wider field of collective consciousness, are you ready to become your own master? Are you ready to shine the light of love on yourself, to discover the magic you hold within? So I guess first and foremost, we get to answer the question, or ask the question even, what is mastery? And how can we come into mastery of our own magic? And for that matter, what is our magic? I'm just going to check in on the comments. We can only be of service to others by being of service to ourselves. Absolutely. We can only love others through learning to love ourselves first. Beautifully put. That's exactly what this is all about. In fact, the only responsibility that we have is to come into wholeness and to become unified within our own field, to become the master of our own field. That's the only responsibility that we hold. We hold no responsibility over another's journey or for anybody else. And it's an important point to kind of really let sit within us because it can feel really uncomfortable to kind of think in that way because for, you know, years and years, we've been told by families, friends, you know, our culture, our society, that it's completely the opposite. You know, that we have responsibility for our children, we have responsibility for our families or, you know, our colleagues or whatever it is. But that's not the case. So what is mastery? Well, mastery is knowing thyself fully. Um, and this is all been channeled from spirit. This isn't me, Louise, saying this. This has purely been channeled through spirit over the last couple of days. Mastery is knowing thyself fully, the all that you are, because you truly are the full spectrum of your multidimensional self. So allowing yourself to become fully aware of your truth and in each moment acting in alignment with it. Mastery is not being swayed or influenced or even bullied or in any other way shaken from your own path and from the path that you know to be true for you. Mastery isn't stepping into another's path and trying to be the master of their journey. And as I said, you know, that can feel really hard at times, especially when the other person is someone really dear to you, like a family member, a child or something. But it's really disempowering for the other person to feel, you know, you have to rescue them or to fix their problems. Mastery is walking your path and only being and feeling responsible for your journey, but being there to walk alongside another as they traverse their own paths, if that feels aligned, if that feels right for you to do. You can be the guiding light, offering them the visibility of your light so that they can remember who they truly are and reconnect with their light within. But you're not here to ignite their light, and you're not here to be the light for another person either. So on my journey, I've really had to go to the very depths of my internal and external experience for me to find my way out of the dark hole I felt I was in. And that's possibly due to the kind of the scorpionic nature of my natal chart, but I'm sure many of you can appreciate and resonate with that journey in some way, shape, or form. But if someone had come along and pulled me out before my right time to find myself, then I would never have been able or never been in a position to fully realize my strengths and the blessings of the situations that I've found myself in. When we try to rescue another person or fix their problems, we rob them of the opportunity for growth that their situation is providing them. So mastery is all about remembering on a very physical level that we are indeed the creators of our own reality, and that we're here to steer our own vessel and not follow the directions of others. And it doesn't matter who those others are, whether they're in places of authority or part of your family tribe, or even a spiritual guide or way shower. It's steering your own vessel, following the inner guidance, connecting in with the inner guidance that you're receiving from your heart field. So there's no doubt we are living through unprecedented times. And whether we're aware of what's going on within the many layers of the collective consciousness or not, we're all experiencing the energies that are unfolding on an individual level, on an individual basis. From the widest perspective of who we are an aspect of the all that is, and as so are connected to the Earth's consciousness, as well as the galactic consciousness of the planets as well. But from an individuated level, we are here to tune in, connect in. Mastery is not feeling a victim to these energies that we see as uncontrollable, for we are the only ones who can control ourselves. There are some really major planetary transits and alignments happening this year, some of which have already happened with the eclipse, Pluto moving into Aquarius. And I'm sure the other speakers who have far more knowledge about astrology will speak to that. They are a part of us, connected on a personal level to our divine blueprint through our natal profiles. And as such, they will provide us with opportunities for information, for realization, for growth and transformation, but they don't rule us. In each moment, regardless of what's happening outside of us that we feel may impact us, go within. Go within, tune in, and feel into how you are to respond, what impact this event will have upon you, rather than kind of being pulled along by the collective swell of emotion and the mental belief systems. So mastery is taking full responsibility for yourself, for your field of consciousness, and the frequencies that are held within your field, what you allow in and what you radiate out. But mastery of your field of consciousness begins with knowing that you are far more than your physical form, as I'm sure many of you know, far more than the roles you play or the labels that other people put upon you. Recognizing yourself as a spiritual being, having a physical experience, and that you hold a unique set of frequencies within your field of light, sound, and vibration is where it all begins. And mastery is then about clearing all that is not serving you out of your field, everything that is not in resonance with your unique divine harmonic, clearing out that white noise that stops you from being able to, as Spirit says, shift the dial from ego FM to divine FM. that gets in the way of you tuning in and really connecting in with your light and the magic and the majesty that you are. You know, none of us have come in with a clean slate. We've all incarnated into this physical form carrying some form of energetic baggage from previous lifetimes. And this baggage often shows itself as wounds, hidden or otherwise. The things that are literally blocking us from being master of our own field of consciousness is often held within the baggage that has come forth with us. And then, of course, we experience this physical landscape and the vibrations that are here. And it kind of adds and adds and adds. And if we've already got either a command code or a decree or a contract or an agreement that says, well, I'm not being like this or I'm not doing that, then when we come in, those are already locked into our field. And then another experience comes in and it triggers those statements. And we then respond and react in a way that isn't necessarily true to us, but it's true to all of this baggage that we've brought forth with us. I hope that makes sense. So Michaelia says, I've realized this year that my thoughts have frequency and radiate out. Absolutely. Harnessing them has been taking some time, and I've had to forgive myself a lot. Yeah, I mean, that is part of the process. Although when I connected in with the word forgiveness, Spirit kind of said, well, there are no mistakes, so there's nothing to forgive. However, from a human perspective, it is about loving all aspects of ourselves. And it is an absolute essential part of the process coming into mastery. And it doesn't matter where you are on this journey, and how far and how long you've been doing the work, but really knowing yourself on that innate level, that deep level, that, I extend far beyond my physical body. And within this kind of sphere of energy that I am in this incarnation, I hold a bandwidth of varying different vibrations. And everything is energy. And so the thoughts that I'm kind of sending out, if I'm not conscious that everything is energy, and, a thought, an intention is an incredibly powerful thing, then if I'm thinking, unconsciously, if I'm being unconscious, I could be throwing anger darts, all sorts of stuff out into the collective field. But when we're conscious about it, that's when we're taking full responsibility for what we allow in and what we radiate out. So, what are we absorbing? What are we allowing ourselves to digest? It might be a certain person whose energy doesn't resonate. It might be programs that you watch on television, or certain things that you read or hear, the music that you listen to, the food that you eat. Everything is energy. What are you allowing into your field that you then have to process? How strong are your boundaries? How conscious are you about saying no to that which doesn't resonate with you? And, in some ways, completely shifting your life, your lifestyle from, no longer shopping at a certain place, or, always acting in alignment with the higher frequency elements of yourself that you desired your reality to be created from. I came across a process when I was doing the shamanic training, and I call it the traffic light system. And it's a really useful tool to kind of sort of color code things. So it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's, something that we're watching on telly, or just the mere fact that we're watching telly, a self-care activity or a person, it doesn't matter. You can use it for anything. but you rate it red if it's taking energy from you. If you actually feel drained after engaging in that energy field, it's amber if it's neutral. It neither gives you energy nor takes away. And it's green if you feel uplifted, if you feel energized or you feel good. And I basically, get people to go through everything. I mean, you can start small, but literally going through everything and kind of rating everything. And the aim is to release everything that's in the red, or if not release it, shift it, transform it from red to amber or to green. So it may be doing something in a slightly different way. Yes, we all have to shop for food, but where do you shop? What food are you buying? And so it's a useful tool to go through because that's what brings consciousness. When we're conscious about something, we know we're making a choice. If it's an unconscious activity, we're still making a choice, but we can kid ourselves that we're not. And if it's not in our awareness, excuse me, we can't do anything about it. So, this process of coming into mastery is literally chipping away at all of these things, but becoming more and more and more conscious about what's my vibration feeling like? What am I radiating out? What am I allowing in? What is this activity doing with my field? What impact is my field having when I do this, when I connect with that person? And then making choices that are in alignment with what makes you feel good, what brings you joy, what love looks like in each moment. So Justine says, we're all becoming aware of the masters we are. Absolutely. It's an amazing reality and what we can create. Yeah, totally. Because the most important thing is to really, really recognize we are the creators of our own reality. And so, if we're engaging in low vibe activities, low vibe relationships, we're eating low vibe food, well, that's the reality that we're going to be creating from. It's kind of like trying to build the most amazing mansion, but you've only got Lego bricks. We have to give ourselves the building blocks to manifest from. And as everything is energy, that those building blocks need to be the highest vibration we can get within this physical landscape at this time if we want to create the highest vibrational manifestations. So one of the key things that Spirit wants us all to kind of connect into is it's time to let go. Let go of everything and everyone that doesn't resonate with your individual truth. Break free of those patterns of behavior that have dictated our emotional landscape and the way that we react and respond and behave. Clients often ask me, well, how do I break free? It's like easier said than done. And in a way, it does feel like that, certainly to the small human aspect of us. Because, patterns, habits, behaviors, they're quite set in. And the egoic aspect doesn't like change. So it's quite difficult for that aspect of us, that one small vibrational element of our entire spectrum, to kind of get its head around how to do that. But an important thing to remember and fully realize is that in each moment we are making choices. So it's about taking back control over the choices that we're making. Are the choices that I'm making consciously or unconsciously in alignment with the direction that I want to be going in, the vibration that I want my field to have? Are they in alignment with me coming into mastery? Michaelia says, I've found I often break free through dance, creating art, and being with nature. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, breaking free is so much easier to do when you're filling your life, as I say, that traffic light, with things that are feeding you, nourishing you, replenishing you. raising your overall vibration. Because when you've cleared your field and you've raised your vibration, you're able to come into your heart field, into that divine spark of the all that is that you are. And you're able to connect in with your truth and determine what it is that I actually want, what is my truth. And in that case, you're then able to discern far easier. So doing things like, the things that bring you joy, the things that love look like, being in nature. Nature is such high vibrational, in nature there are such high vibrational beings, animals, trees, being with your animals, that raises your frequency. Just petting your dog, stroking your cat, or whatever animal you have. But yeah, dancing is food for the soul. Creativity. Again, you're tapping into that, receiving inspiration down through your central column from the all that is that you are, and allowing it to come all the way down and land in the physical. Creativity, and regardless of how that looks, it could be, anything. It doesn't have to be art. Being creative is problem solving. It can, cooking a wonderful meal, writing a poem, anything. Creativity comes in many forms, but it's such a high vibrational state to be in when you are being creative. So yeah, using whatever brings your vibration up. Absolutely. That will assist you to break free of these habits, because you're connecting into that divinely neutral, high vibrational state. If you want, the fifth and above dimensional aspects of you that aren't tied into these rigid constructs that are held within the lower vibrational elements of the physical plane. So one other thing is, if there are doors within your field of light that are closed to you, then there are things within you that have power over you. So, I mean, they may be things that you're fearful of others knowing about you. They may be feelings of guilt or shame, memories of something that you might have done, or things like that. Or you might not even know, but you just know, don't want to go there. Don't want to open that door. Don't want to see what's behind it. And there's this big kind of field of fear around it. And that is a block within your field. So there should be no doors within our field of consciousness in any of the layers of vibration that we hold that are closed to us. We should have all doors open. And I know I'm using should, which is a very kind of 3D term, but this is in effect the shadow work, going in and really knowing yourself and being able to love every aspect of you. These these doors are holding these feelings, these low vibrational energy based feelings, expressions of an old wound pattern. And that wound pattern may not even be from this lifetime. It can be, and often is, from past lives. So when we shine the light of love, of our divine essence, our individuated spark of the all that is, when we shine that on these areas within ourselves, we see them for what they truly are. And we can then make a choice. We can then heal and release the trauma from those hidden patterns, old wounding patterns. Now, an example for me was growing up, being really triggered. And this is a good way to know when there's something kind of lurking in your field that's a closed door. When you're triggered by something. And my response to being triggered is always, oh, that's interesting. Because when we say, oh, that's interesting, we're shifting into a completely different vibrational state. We're not judging it. We're just saying, well, that's interesting. I'm going to investigate that. I'm going to unravel that. Might not be right now, but at some point I'm going to unravel and explore that. So I was really triggered growing up by the way my mum treated me and how she described me to others. In all honesty, you would think that I was an axe-wielding murderer, the way she spoke about me. And it really triggered me, because I wasn't. Honest. No, I wasn't. I wasn't. I was just a normal child. Um, but it triggered me because I had an innate sense of being bad within me. Now, having done my natal birth charts, my gene keys, my soul contract numerology, I can see through those profiles where that is in my field. It's, and that's the beauty of having something like that done, because it gives you that opportunity to kind of see a deeper aspect of yourself that you may not consciously be aware of at the time. Um, so, I was able to kind of recognize that I had this through childhood. This triggered me because within me, I felt that I was bad. There was something bad within me. Um, it's kind of like there's no smoke without fire kind of thing. But then when I looked at my charts, it was laid out, certain astrological transits within certain houses, and there it was, this sense that, there was something wrong with me, something bad within me. And I was always terrified of stepping fully into my power, thinking I might do something bad with it if I did. And so this created major blocks to me living authentically and resulted in me shutting down my ability to channel and heal for decades. I mean, I'm talking from early childhood um, into probably late 20s, 30s. Now, I've always had a close connection with dragons. They literally got me through my childhood and early teens. I don't think I would be here now if it hadn't been for my connection with them. And working on myself over the years, I knew in past lives that I had used my power for ill. I had, in fact, been a destroyer of worlds. And I know I say that lightly now, but that was devastating when I had that realization through spirit. But I had worked on myself to clear and release the judgment, the trauma of those past life memories. And I'd already come to terms with this and released this live energy running through my field and impacting me. When I connected with the Stellar Nations work of Bea and Aniko, which Leslie Shankman will introduce later this week, and I'm really excited for that conversation. It was only then that I realized more deeply my galactic history as a dragon, and being both a dragon who sided with Khan and destroyed the dragon planet, and one of the dragons who was a victim of that destruction. But this fear from that galactic history, that previous lifetime, impacted me massively for many years in this lifetime. Very excited for Stellar Nations. I am too. I am absolutely so thrilled. You're going to love it. Absolutely love it. But yeah, this fear impacted me massively for many years. Stopped me from being who I truly am, and affected literally every relationship that I had, because I never let anybody get close to me in case they saw the bad in me. So it was only when I opened that door and shone the light of divine love that I was able to heal and release its power over me and really allow myself to step into my power, to, start channeling, to not worry about it, to, recognize the ability to be this conduit for healing and begin this true process of mastery. I'm just going to check what people have said. Michaelia says, yes, thank you. It was amazing when I got to the point of realizing everything was happening for me. Yes, and to use it for growth. Absolutely. Everything is for you, regardless of how it looks. And it can look really challenging to the ego, but everything really is for you. Barbara's saying she's learned so much through her chart, gene key, and human design as well. Yeah, human design, absolutely. Yeah. Oh no, no, I'm married to myself. No, I just like wearing rings on this hand. It feels weird on this one. I don't know why. No, I'm not married. I have been married, but I'm no longer married. That was one of my pain journeys. No, I am in love with myself and I'm married to myself. I just like wearing rings on this hand. But thank you for noticing. So yeah, so dropping into the energy of divine frequencies really enables us to come into divine neutrality, and that is the key. Divine neutrality, divine compassion, that divine love light that sits within our spark of the all that is, that we are in our heart field. And both of those qualities, compassion and neutrality, are utilized when we're operating in mastery of our own fields. Karen says, good for being married to yourself. Me too. Absolutely. I'm married to my dogs as well, I think. It's just me and the dogs. So I hope that that I hope that that resonates. I hope that that provides you with some tools if you haven't already started this journey of mastery, to really allow you to kind of come into that right relationship with yourself and really kind of get to know yourself, because it is a beautiful journey, although it can be challenging to go into the shadow work, to go into your depths and where you have these closed doors, but it is so rewarding. And ultimately, it's what brings us into the awareness of what our magic is. And that's the next thing that we're going to talk about. So, what is our magic? Or quite simply, it's everything we bring to this incarnation in our own divine uniqueness. So if you want to get some hints and tips on, what your magic is, what your gifts, your talents, your strengths, whatever you want to call it is, look to your Gene Keys profile, look to your human design, look to your soul contract, look to the astrological charts, because they'll all give you pointers. So whether you gain a deeper understanding of yourself through astrology or stellinations or the gene keys, you may get a wider picture by doing a number of them, or you may just focus on one. What you will see is there are higher and lower frequency elements to your profile. I mean, that's really obvious in the gene keys. It's really obvious in the soul contracts. It is obvious to a certain extent within the astrological charts. But again, understanding your history, your galactic history from the stellar brings a whole different dimension to that deeper understanding of yourself. But there's often shown these higher and lower frequency elements to the unique signature. And the magic lies within the journey, allowing ourselves to share our message from the mess that our lives have been up to that point of kind of conscious awakening or whatever. So moving through the challenge of the low frequency aspects of the unique blueprint to their higher counterparts. And an example of that would be, I haven't got my gene key profile on me to be able to remember what the cities are of my gene keys, but from the soul contract, I've got a lot of 9 vibration in my field. And the lower vibrational element of the 9 is disempowerment, abuse, quite often manifests abuse, lack of discernment, listening to other people's opinions, taking on board other people's truths, denying the channel, denying your own truth. And I've lived all of that. But then the higher vibrational aspect is the nine vibration is the most powerful vibration in the soul contract system. It's dragon energy. It's hearing the word of God. So, being that channel. It's an incredible energy healer, being a healer, conduit for healing. But it's all about empowerment. It's all about standing in your power. And, through this journey and looking at all these different profiles, I kind of fully recognize, oh, okay, I can see why my life was like this at the beginning because I kind of had to, we live in this duality, polarity landscape. I had to see what I didn't want to kind of come to what I do. And that's often the journey to connecting with our magic, but knowing that your magic lies within and it lies within your uniqueness. And I think that that's one of the most beautiful things is that we are all uniquely magical, uniquely beautiful, and allow ourselves to be our unique, authentic selves. We often hear about doing the shadow work, and it is an important aspect of the healing journey, one that I spoke about earlier. However, your magic is also found in the light work. So, recognizing the light within you, everything coming into harmony and balance, unifying our fields into oneness. So if I asked you, and you don't necessarily need to write anything in the chat, but if I asked you to list 10 things you disliked about yourself or that you would like to change, or what triggered you in other people, I'm pretty sure you could reel that list off with ease. Yeah, Michaelia says, if we didn't know grief, we wouldn't appreciate joy so much. Absolutely. Tara says, I have to allow that some days I'm not so gung-ho. Maybe that will change. Do you know what? The other important aspect of mastery is this too shall pass. And it's all about being in flow. And sometimes a river narrows and sometimes and flows really quickly and there's rapids and sometimes it widens and it goes really slowly and sometimes it's a still pond. I mean, for me, when the eclipse energy happened, I literally felt like I'd just been switched off. I mean, I went to bed. I was meeting a friend for for lunch, and I kind of just zoned out. And I had to go to bed, and I slept for like 3 hours solid. We're not all the time going to be go, 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 go. Because again, unity is the kind of the divine, the higher vibrational aspect of the masculine energy, which is the doing, the action energy, but also the divine vibration of the feminine energy, which is the being. And the feminine energy is often that quiet space, that womb space. And you did too, Tara. Yeah, it was amazing. So the feminine energy is that womb space where we're receiving, we're receptive, we're downloading, we're in stillness. And it's allowing yourself to be okay with whatever state of the journey that you're on, from action into stillness and flowing and moving, and not forcing anything, and not expecting it to be a certain way. It is what it is. And we are where we are. And there is so much going on that we don't see, but our fields have an awareness of, because through our field, we are connected to everything. We're connected to the people around us, the animals, the trees, the planetary consciousness, the wider planetary consciousnesses of the outer planets and stars. So on that level, we are receiving so much information that we're not always going to be gung-ho and buzzing. You know, there are going to be times where we have to take a downtime. There are going to be times where we do a million and one things. And there's going to be times when there's bits in between. So, you know, no judgment on ourselves. That's the beauty of divine neutrality and divine compassion. When you're sat in your heart field, there's no judgment, because in your heart field is where those higher vibrational aspects of your bandwidth reside. In your head is mostly where you'll find the lower vibrational elements. But again, the heart is the gateway to the divine mind as well. That's where we can connect in with our higher wisdom, higher guidance. So, like I said, if I were to ask anybody, can you list 10 things you dislike about yourself? They'd knock them out the park. So easy. But what if I asked you to list 10 things you love about yourself? It's not as easy, because we're so connected into this egoic framework of, you know, not really having an awareness of ourselves, looking outside of ourselves for the things that are right, how to be, what to look like, you know, all of that kind of stuff. We're taught to look outside. So the light work is coming in, but light work is where you look at those people who you look up to, that inspire you, those people whom you aspire to be. And they can be historical figures, they can be famous, or they can be, you know, just people that you know. And look at the qualities that you love about them, the qualities that attract your awareness, and then see them within you, because you can't see anything outside of yourself that isn't inside of you. Everyone who comes into our awareness is a mirror to ourselves, be it for shadow work or light work. And so, again, you know, with loving detachment, just allow yourself to explore this physical landscape in that way, recognizing whoever I come across, whatever the situation, whether it's triggering me or whether I'm inspired by it, it's literally just a mirror for me to be able to grow. But they're not exact mirrors. The vibration is what matters. And it's because we each have a unique harmonic that we are able to express our vibrations differently. So dishonesty may look one way in another person. It may look different within you. And I can definitely relate to that, because my partner's dishonesty triggered me. And I went through the, oh, that's interesting. Where's that from? Then I realized that in that moment, and again, no judgment, I wasn't being my true authentic self 24/7, because, you know, we're still on the journey to mastery. There were times when I was, and there were times in situation where I wasn't, because I didn't want to rock the boat. I didn't want to upset him. And so I was being dishonest, and that's what dishonesty looked like within me. So it's not an absolute match. You know, don't kind of look at you know, somebody who's triggering you and their behavior and go, oh my God, that no, it's not exactly the same, but it's the vibration. So again, that's where the game comes in. Well, that's interesting. Where does that vibration sit within me? Where can I resonate with that? And the whole thing that, you know, we have these unique frequencies. Therefore, we are going to experience things and express things in a slightly different way, is the kind of the basis of all truths may not be the same, but they hold equal standing. There's no hierarchy. No one's truth stands above anybody else's, because we all have our unique truths. And this process of mastery is allowing ourselves to come into connection and awareness of that. tell you about the gift of the freedom codes. Oh, that was an activation that came through. I think it was actually for the last summit. Um, but what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to do an activation for this one, and I will also record it and have it as a separate thing. So I'll put that on the free gifts page as well. If we have freedom, what does that look like without the hologram? Well, freedom again will look differently to everybody. I've been calling in freedom and joy since 2017. And Red Kite gave me a message once when I was homeless that wasn't it good that I put joy in there as well. Freedom can look at a number of ways. Um, but it's basically the freedom codes within ourselves are because we haven't been free. You know, there are so many ways in which our consciousness, our souls, whatever you want to call it, have been trapped in this incarnational looping cycle that created karma. We've not been free to fully express ourselves because of all the baggage of, you know, the contracts and the commands and decrees and things that we've made, like locking us into a certain way of being. We haven't been free. But the freedom codes were released after the convergence and the releasing of the locks. So there's no limit now to the light that comes in from the pure source field, whereas before it was interrupted, which is why we had so many distortions, and we weren't able to, we had that sense of separation, we weren't able to fully connect. But now that that's all gone, the freedom codes have been available for us to fully activate, and kind of download. And so that's what that activation is about. And what does it look like without the hologram? Well, again, freedom's going to look to you in your own unique way. To me, freedom is allowing myself to be my full authentic self, no matter where I am, no matter who I'm talking to, and being free to live the life that my heart desires, that my truth desires to live. Now, for a great extent, I am in that space, but obviously, I still would live within the boundaries of government and, you know, the rules of law and things like that. But I am working within all the work that I do towards what people sometimes term as New Earth, where none of that exists because we don't need it. You know, when we take back full responsibility, it's kind of like, you know, people on the planet at this moment in time are spiritual toddlers. And so we kind of need the adult. We felt like we've needed the adult to tell us what to do, you know, to guide our behaviors and things like that. When you come into mastery, it's like growing up. It's becoming the spiritual adult, and you don't need anybody to tell you what's right and wrong. You don't need anybody to tell you how you should think, how you should feel, how you should dress, you know, what rules you should obey. Um, because you're a master of your own creation, you're a master of your own reality and your own field of consciousness. And so you're acting in alignment with higher truth, you know, a much higher level than any government can carry because they're working within the 3D structure. So I'm working towards that which I'm choosing to bring in. The world that I am bringing forth is a world where we are all in mastery and we're all free to be our true and authentic selves. Children are the greatest teachers. They are indeed. And the wonderful thing is that those born now don't have, you know, are able to completely download their previous life experience. So they're coming in with clean slates. So, you know, the baggage that they have not bestowed upon them, the baggage they experience is is the baggage that is experienced in this physical incarnation space, as opposed to what we've gone through, which is bringing everything through from pretty much every other lifetime for the last few millennia. Tara says, just asked if this depressive energy is mine and got a no. Feel lighter now. Absolutely. If you get a no, let it go. It's not yours. Let it go. It's somebody else's. It doesn't resonate in your field. Just let go of it. And you can command the law of sovereignty, and the law of sovereignty states, this is my vessel. I am a sovereign being. And only that which is in alignment with me. And this is also relevant to when we pick up lost souls, or we pick up entities and things like that in our field, they have to go. When we claim sovereignty of our field, nothing can stay in it. So holding that, and again, that's being master of our own sovereign space. Karen says, sounds fabulous. Thanks very much. No worries. And you'll each have your own version of what New Earth looks and feels like. And that's beautiful. Because in for me, we're all in that higher vibrational state. So like your bandwidth shifts up. So we're kind of no longer attached to the 3D. We can be in the 5D as our lowest frequency and up. In that case, flowers can sing and dance, and it can be technicolor and, all kinds of groovy stuff. But for me, it's the feeling, how we can be. It's the vibration of love. It's the vibration of me, as a child, my whole life, I've seen the light in everybody, even when they've not been able to see the light in themselves. So for me, it's when I see the light, but people see their own light too. That for me is New Earth, when we're all in mastery of our own fields, when we all allow ourselves to connect into the light within our heart field, and thus connect into the higher vibrational aspects of our own unique divine blueprint. That's New Earth to me. And that's when we can connect and fully realize the magic that we hold within. Your magic lies within your uniqueness, and that's the beauty of it. There is no one just like you. So allow yourself to be the all that you are, for you truly are a magical being, a beautiful, magical being. And you have so much to bring to this world just by being you. So I was guided to share an activation. But one other thing that they want me to share is an image. And the image are two symbols from the soul contract work. I'm just going to share my screen. Oops, Daisy. Okay. So just allowing yourselves to tune in to the frequency, the vibration of these symbols. Connect in with them in whatever way feels right for you. Just receive whatever information, download whatever is right for you. They're from the soul contract readings that I do with people, and it's a modality channeled by Frank Alper in the 1980s. And the work is with the Hebrew fire letters, and it's all about vibration. So your soul contract is based on the phonetic vibration of your birth name. I want you to Spirit wants you to just connect into the essence of these vibrations. The first of which is Zion. Now, it was interesting for me on my journey because in my birth name, I don't have 7. Oh, that's a lie, actually. I've got 16/7 in my soul destiny. But my journey has been to disempower myself and shorten my name to Lou. So I was only owning a small part of my vibrational frequency. Then it grew to Louise, and then it grew to connecting in with my full name, which is Louise Ellen Matson. So when I upgraded my name to Louise, I got loads of 7s in there. And it was an interesting time because at that time I was learning to open my heart. I was doing the healing work. So I'd been Lou Matson and I'd had all the vibrations of, disempowerment and things like that. And then I opened up my name and I took on board these new vibrations to work with and experience in my physical reality. So Zion is the number 7, and it is all about opening and healing the heart. So coming into unity, unifying within yourself, loving and honoring all aspects of yourself. And that's really what this whole transmission has been about. That's what mastery is. Loving and honoring all aspects of yourself and allowing yourself to be expressed fully. And then the second letter stroke number or vibration is ches. And this is the number 8. And there's a lot of other aspects about both the 7 and the 8, but the key thing that wanted to be shared is the 8 is all about letting go. It's about letting go and it's about embodiment. So bringing heaven to earth, as it were, letting go of the influence or attachment to anything that is not in alignment with you, and allowing yourself to be the embodiment of the all that you are. And so I thought those two really beautiful vibrations to share and to kind of hold on to the awareness of those vibrations, to open and heal the heart and to come into unity, to honor and love the all that you are, and to allow yourself to fully let go and embody that which you are, your unique frequencies, your divine magic that is the uniqueness of you. So just allowing yourself to kind of hold yourself in the space of those two frequencies. I was also guided by Spirit to close this call with a guided activation, which we will begin now. So this activation is a channeled healing activation to enable you to clear your heart field of all that is blocking you from connecting into your divine light, your divine truth, and the magic within you. So I'm going to take you on a journey to discover your multidimensional self and to unlock the gifts and the strengths and the magic held within each of your many layers. So let's get started. Okay. So just allowing yourselves to be comfortable in the space that you're in. Allow your eyes to gently close and allow your awareness to drop from your head and any thoughts or worries or cares that you may have at this moment. And drop down your awareness into your heart field in this moment. And in this moment, just taking some time to connect in with your heart, seeing how it feels, how it looks. Is it contracted or expanded? Are you able to connect easily and strongly with the light within? That individuated aspect of the all that is that you are. The light that is the very core of your higher wisdom, your individual truth, and is your connection to the divine mind and the guidance and the insights that are available to you at all times. This spark of light that lies within your heart field, that sits within the very core of your being, and radiates its resonance, its highest vibration throughout each and every aspect of your being. So as you allow your awareness to sit within your heart field, connecting into this divine light, this unconditional love, compassion, and wisdom that you are, just be aware of anything blocking your connection to this light. Become aware of any blocks, any cords, any walls surrounding this light and dimming its radiance, shrouding it from others as well as yourself. And in this moment, allowing yourself to free yourself from any obstacles, from any blocks, attachments, resistance, issues, interference, programs. Freeing yourself from anything and everything that may be blocking you from connecting with your light, or stopping your light from radiating forth as the pillar of light that you are and that you came here to be. So that you are free to radiate your light out into the world and connect in with your divine guidance, your divine compass, and your magic that lies within. And so as you make this intention that you are freeing yourself of all obstacles, we call upon your healing teams, those highest vibrational beings of divine love and light that you are, beyond your incarnated form. Those beings that exist beyond the spectrum of light, sound, and vibration that make up your unique light body in this physical experience. And we call upon them to create a container of light around your field and around your environmental space to protect your field as we undertake this activation. And for you to receive any healing that is perfect for you in this moment. And as they create the containers of light around your physical form and your environmental space, and the energetic light body that extends far beyond your physical body, that which holds the multidimensional frequencies and vibrations that you hold within this incarnation. You may have an awareness of the shape, the color of this container of light, but know that it is created with the pure diamond photonic white light of the pure source field above. Your healing teams are now filling the container with the highest vibrational frequencies that can be held within any form within this collective planetary space. And as that diamond photonic white light fills your container, it then merges across into your environmental field, bringing both the inner and outer energies into harmony and aligning your environmental space the space in which you are sitting with your internal landscape. And as this divine light touches your field, it instantly clears and releases any low vibrational energies, entities, thought forms, devices, anything and everything that may be blocking your flow to your divine light, your divine love, and your magic within. Your healing teams are working within your fields to provide the perfect healing for you in this moment, to free you fully and completely, and restore your connection to your light, your love, and your own divine magic. For it is when we come into mastery of our entire energetic light body that we truly connect in with the magic within us. And as the divine creator beings that we are then able to manifest and bring forth that magic into the wider physical plane. And so as your healing teams are working within each and every one of your fields to clear and remove any and all blockages, influence and interference, clarifying your field so that the divine frequencies can radiate through without obstacle. Just allow yourself to connect in with the divine truth of who you are. An individuated aspect of the all that is, a spark of divine light and consciousness, with your own unique frequencies, your own unique bandwidth. And so allowing yourself to open your awareness wider as you dive deeper into the energies and vibrations of your heart field. Allowing yourself to connect into the multi-dimensional elements of your own being. Releasing the concept of separation and allowing yourself to let go of the attachment of identity to the lowest vibrational aspects of your being, where right, wrong, good, bad, and the duality of those frequencies exist. And allow yourself to see and feel and know the full bandwidth of your incarnated light body. And as you connect deeper and deeper into your heart field and the divine light of truth and love that you are, allow yourself to fully reclaim the all that you are. Allowing yourself to step fully into your power, your sovereignty, so that you can become the master of your own vessel. And so with the awareness of yourself as many different bandwidths of frequency, of light, of sound and vibration, and with the assistance of your healing team to clear any blocks within each and every vibrational aspect of your being. Allow yourself to travel through the many different bandwidths that you are, meeting yourself in each of these different bandwidths, the different dimensional aspects of your being, and inviting them around the round table that lies within the very core of your heart. Your heart is a field of divine neutrality and detachment. So as you allow each of the aspects that you encounter to sit around the table here, you allow yourself to connect in with and converse with these different dimensional elements that make up the all that you are. From the lowest vibrational aspect that is the ego, the body consciousness, connected to the rules and laws of society, culture, and family that have been placed and imprinted upon you, all the way through to the highest vibrational aspects that can be held within your incarnated light body at this time. Allowing each of them to have a seat at the table, knowing that all the truths are not the same, but are equal. And each of these vibrational aspects have an equal standing, and they are all allowed to speak. For the magic lies within us knowing and allowing ourselves to connect in with the all that we are, and knowing that these aspects may have a different set of skills and gifts and strengths, but they are all equal and they are all accessible to you. And so as you allow yourself to connect in with your multi-vibrational, multi-dimensional self, open yourself up entirely to the magic that lies within. Open up your awareness of the field of potentiality to its fullest. No limitations. Open yourself to your boundlessness. And as you sit within your heart field, also connecting in and exploring the different vibrational elements that make up your unique bandwidth. Allow all of the doors within your field of consciousness to open. Let no door be closed to you. Allow all walls that have been built to protect and hide you be dismantled. Allow the energy that created them to loosen and let go. There is nothing within you for you to fear. Invite all aspects of yourself to the table and allow them to share their stories, their wisdom, and their magic. And within this divinely neutral heart space, there is no judgment, just pure divine love and light. So allow yourself to connect fully with yourself, knowing that your healing team is doing the work in this moment to clear and release all that is holding you back. And just take a moment to appreciate who you truly are and connect in with the magic of the divine love, light, love that you hold within. And now just allowing your awareness to come back to the table within your heart field. Thanking all of the aspects that have come to sit around the table. There may be an awareness that you have some more exploration to do within the multidimensional bandwidth of your inner being. There may be some doors that you haven't explored yet. You haven't yet opened. And rejoice in the excitement and the knowing that as you continue on this journey of inner exploration and reclamation, coming into unity, into wholeness and oneness with yourself, you will have even more magic to discover. But for now, in this moment, we give thanks to your healing teams. And for some, they may well continue to unravel and clear and release that which is no longer serving you, that which is dimming your light and limiting your magic. Everything is perfect and in perfect timing. So just allow whatever healing is taking place to continue for as long as is required. Allowing yourself to connect in with the beauty and joy, the serenity and grace, the magic that you are, and that you have now unlocked within yourself and set free. But for now, allow your awareness to come back from this highest vibrational space within your heart field, this space of divine neutrality and love, and draw all that you have experienced about yourself, your multidimensional self, back into the physical awareness of who you are in this lifetime. Bringing your awareness back into your physical form, becoming aware of yourself sat in the space that you're in, bringing movement back into your fingers and your toes, and stretching out any muscles that need releasing. And when you're ready, only when you're ready, allow your eyes to open and welcome back. How is everybody? Are you all back? That's the only thing with a webinar, I can't see you. Justine says very grateful, blessings. Patricia says thank you. Sarah says thank you, that was powerful. Kate says wow, beautiful, thank you. No, it's a honor, truly. I know I do say that a lot, but it really is. It is an honor for me to bring forth these transmissions. I never know what they're going to be until we get into it. But I will make that available on the free gifts page as a standalone. So anybody who wants to listen back, and again, allowing yourself to be guided as and when you listen back to these transmissions, be it the conversation or just the activation. Everything is perfect and in perfect timing, and you'll just build and build and get more and more. Quite a few people are saying very powerful, beautiful, and yeah, I love channeling the healing activations. It's always great for me to hold that vibration in my field as well. So thank you for allowing that transmission to come through. So for those of you who might not be aware, on the website mundane-to-magical-living.com, there is a free gifts page where a number of speakers have placed their offerings, their free gifts or special offers. If you scroll down the page, you'll see all the other speakers, but mine is at the top because I'm speaker number 1. And so at the minute, there is the Activate Your Freedom Codes guided activation meditation. But I'm also offering a special offer, which has 2 parts to it. The first of which is a discounted one-to-one session with me, where I will do channeling and healing, allow the healing to come through. I'm not a healer, I'm a conduit for the healing. For whatever is perfect for you, to target the root cause of any blocks or feelings of being stuck, or difficulty, challenge in stepping forth or moving further on your path to mastery, and shifting to your next highest level. With all my work, there is an audio recording of the session, so again, that's yours. You can listen back to that. And so that one-to-one session is at a discounted price of $111. Package B is a 2-part live webinar series, basically to go further into connecting you into your heart field, and also to release that which is blocking you from really stepping forth and being the master of your own vessel. So there will be some healing work, there will be some clearing work, there will be transmissions coming through, there will be wisdom being shared through from spirit. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet because it hasn't fully come through. I tend to kind of work in the moment. But yeah, it's a 2-part webinar series. So at the minute, I haven't set the dates, but they will be after the replay period, which is next week. But I wanted to see what interest there was first. So if you are interested in package B, then just let me know. I'll probably put a link or something, but I will put the dates up, and I will tune into spirit and ask what dates seem best. So yes, go to the free gifts page and have a look. If you're interested in the Stellar Nations and you want to get a heads up on what the kind of the conversation is going to be about, Leslie's put some wonderful videos up. One about the dragons. We have stepped into the year of the dragons and the great felines, and the other is about the great felines, the story of their woundings, and also how to move beyond that as well within this year, where we've been given this opportunity to really come into that work and that healing. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been wonderful sharing energetic space with you all from so many different places around the world. It's always beautiful for me to kind of connect in and see where people are coming from. Anita says, thank you for sharing your true self with us. The activation was absolutely beautiful. Oh, Switzerland, that's a new country. So that was great. Yes, if you need to go, people, then please go. I am closing up this conversation. And yes, Leslie does sell the books in the US. If you're in Europe, they will be shipped from Hungary. So it took a bit of time for them to come to the UK from Hungary, but it's well worth it. They are enormous books, I will say. They're a bit like the Gene Keys. It's a bit of a tome. Anyway, that is the conversation for Thursday, and we have the wonderful Nora Walks in Spirit tomorrow joining us, and that it will be an ultra powerful transmission as always. Love Nora as she brings in the power and the energy of the Infinite Masters. She will be talking about mastering your reality. And again, the theme of kind of being the master of your own vessel and not following in the wake of the ship of fools, not following anybody else's guidance or truth. So again, it will be another layer on this kind of conversation, and she's going to take us high, high, high. So I hope you all can be present for that conversation. The replays, if I'm able to live stream, the replays are available immediately afterwards, but I do a little bit of editing and then I get the replays out as soon as I can. Anybody who's signed up for the summit will receive the email with the replay link. But again, on the website, mundanetoMagicalLiving.com, there is a replay page. So if in doubt, you can go to the website and you can have a look at the replay page, or just go to the YouTube channel because I upload them there as well. Do we have to sign up for each interview separately? You do, and on the upcoming calls page, underneath the speaker's image, there is a registration link, a sign up link, which you will then get the notification and a reminder. But also, if you can't make it, there is an ask a question link, which is like a Google form, which I then receive the question that you have if you're unable to make the live. So even if you're not able to make the lives, which not everybody is, you get that opportunity to ask your question directly. So please feel free to make use of those. And I will again weave in as many questions as I can throughout the call. Okay, my lovelies, I'm going to leave it there. Been an hour and a half, which I didn't mean to be, but thank you for staying with me. Blessings to you all. So much love. I'm excited to share the rest of the summit with you. It's going to be an amazing week. But yeah, love to you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye.